I am Yusuf Abdullahi. I work as a tutor at statistic assignment experts.com. I want to share with you an assignment based on independent t-test. I will use this question to show how we can calculate independent t-test without any software. So the question goes thus: samples of 10 taken in 1985 and 1995 reviewed the average time people spend grocery shopping decreased from 80 minutes to 14 minutes. Respective standard deviation were 5 minutes and 4 minutes. Test at the 0.10 level of significance whether there has been a change in shopping time variability. So what you want to do here is to see that this difference between 10 and 14 minutes, if it is significantly different from 0. So we start here. The first step is to state the hypothesis we are testing. So the null and alternative hypothesis will be stated as our H naught is that the average time shopping in 1985 is the same as the average time shopping in 1995, and the alternative is that the average time shopping in 1985 is significantly different. It's not the same as 1995. So this is a two-tailed test because the relationship here is non-directional. So the second step is to state the level of significance. So we are using, as been given in the question, we are using 0.10 level of significance, and then the third step is to calculate the test statistics. So the test statistics will be calculated as this. First, the difference between the mean shopping time in 1985 over 1995 divided by SP. This SP is the pooled variance. So pooled variance is used when we assume that when we assume equal variance. So pooled variance is calculated as below. So we have n minus 1 of the first group multiplied by the standard deviation of the first group plus n minus 1 of the second group multiplied by standard deviation, then divided by addition of the number of observation of two groups minus 2. Then we find the square root. That's how our SPs are calculated. But if we are to assume unequal variance, what we do is to subtract, and then the standard error, which is the denominator, will be the square of standard deviation over n plus the square of standard deviation of the first group over the number of observation in the first group plus the standard deviation of the second group divided by the number of observation in the second group. Then we find the square root but in this we continue to assume that there is equal variance. So we say SP equals then the statistics we are going to use. We can see that as given in the question, the mean for 1985 is what? Is 18, while that of 1995 is 14. And the standard deviation is given as 5 minutes and 4 minutes respectively, while the number of observation is 10 for both. So we proceed to calculate our SP first, our pooled standard deviation. So we have n minus 1, which is 10 minus 1 multiplied by s square, which is 5 square, plus n minus 1 for the second group, 10 minus 1 multiplied by the square of standard deviation for the secondary school divided by 10 plus 10 minus 2. So calculating this, then we take the square, calculating this will give us 4.528. So the pooled standard deviation is given as 4.528. Then from there we can calculate our test statistics. So our test statistic is the difference between the mean, that's the numerator. So we have the 18 minus 14. 18 is for the first group, the 1985, and 14 is for 1995. And then all over the pooled variance, 4.528 divided by the square root of the addition of the reciprocal of number of observations. Then we say our t equals to 1.975, which is the value we got from here. So if we do this, we get 1.975. Then step 4 is to find the critical value. So we see the tabulated value of t at 10% level of significance, that is 0.1, and 18 degrees of freedom. So how do we get 18 as the degree of freedom? The formula is addition of the number of observations for the two groups minus 2. So we have 10 observations for each group. We have 10 plus 10, 20 minus 2. That is 18. So we have 18 degrees of freedom and 0.1. So the value is 2.1. So 2.1. So decision, and then we now make our decision about rejection or not of our null hypothesis. And we know that the null hypothesis says that X bar in 1985, as in the average time spent shopping in 1985, is the same thing as average time spent in 1995. So we can see that. So how do we make decision on whether we reject the null hypothesis or not? So we say that the calculated t is 1.975, while the tabulated t is 2.1. Where the calculated value is greater than the tabulated value, we reject the null hypothesis. Otherwise, we do not reject the null hypothesis. So we can see here that the t calculated is 1.975, which is less than the t tabulated, which is 2.1. That means we do not reject the null hypothesis. And what did the null hypothesis state? It said that the mean time people spend in grocery store is the same in 1995 as in 1985. So which means that there is no difference in time people spend in grocery store. Then we conclude that there has been no significant variability in shopping time from 1985 to 1995. So for any help on statistics assignments, you can email to for any assistance with statistics assignment, you can email to support@statisticassignmentexperts.com. Thank you.